Okay, jetzt können wir das Ding bestimmt schweißen, weil wir es jetzt selber machen. Ne?
Now that the blacksmith wasn't around anymore, I could use his welder.
Und es geht nicht um den Magnet,
Now
es
the
geht nur um
magnet
die
wouldn't fall
Form.
off the
Ne?
tube so easily.
Es geht nämlich nur um die Form. Wegen dem Loch in dem Kanaldeckel. Hier. Damit können wir das, die Zerrette nicht, da können wir das jetzt hier da reinpacken und dann aufhebeln.
With the tool I'd ingeniously fabricated, I would be certainly able to lift the manhole cover.
Oder auch so.
You already found a new job, I see.
Actually, I...
So, runter mit uns. Ui.
What?
Da sind die Schlüssel.
Get out of here, filthy rat.
Look what you've done. You made Spubby run away, and now it will take me all day to find him again.
Spubby? You mean you have a sewer rat for a pet? And you put a collar on him? Besides which, what are you doing in the sewers?
I live in the sewers. Not exactly in this area, though. Now, I'm on the hunt for lost technology.
Lost technology?
People throw away lots of good stuff in the sewers. Radios, old phones, even TVs. I gather and collect everything. I bet you're one of them. You feel so superior, you guys from up there.
Get over yourself, kid, or I'll take a swim and pull you by the ear.
I'd like to see that.
I'm Lars. What's your name, young bully?
I am M.
M? Do you work for the MI6 or the Men in Black?
I chose the name myself, okay? M.R.
Well, M, I need to retrieve those keys over there. I can't say it was a pleasure to meet you.
Not that I care, but careful of the current. There's an undertow in that spot.
I'm more afraid of your rat, to tell the truth. I had a bad experience once, and I still haven't gotten over it. Keep it away from me, okay?
Okay, so.
Hey there, kid.
What do you want?
Tell me more about your childhood, thug.
I don't tell my business to the first surfacer that comes down here.
Do you mean superficial?
No, I meant surfacer. That is, a surface inhabitant.
Come on, open up a bit and share.
What a pain in the neck. When we were babies, my parents let me and my 3 brothers drop down a gutter. Then the rat you saw initiated us in the ninja arts. Since then, we've protected this filthy city.
Let me guess. M stands for Michelangelo, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Let's try again. How'd you end up living down here?
I was born deformed, and for that reason, I was put in a basket by my mother and abandoned on the Miami River. A community of penguins raised me.
Well, now that you're admitting your deformity, I can finally say out loud that you have a head bigger than your body.
Hey, that's not true at all.
Come on. It's not believable that penguins raised you.
They're great animals, you know. I really like them. Unlike bats.
For the last time, tell me the truth about your past.
To protect me from my father, a big guy with asthma who always wore black, I was raised by my uncles. The only bond I have with my parents is a scar on my forehead, inflicted as a newborn during a terrible struggle in which my mother was killed.
This time you got it a little mixed up. Have you got a twin sister, perhaps?
I'm not sure. I just know that my best friend stole the only girl around.
There you go. There was a common element in the kid's tales. Being abandoned after he was born.
Oh mein Gott.
Smell you later, kid.
Kann man die Schlüssel holen? Harry Potter lässt grüßen.
I wasn't sure I could reach it by jumping. I could have tried, but it would have been risky. Very risky.
Don't do it!
Are you crazy? Ah, geez, screaming at me at such a precarious moment. I could fall in the water and drown. Or even worse, I could have gotten my coat dirty.
The water current is too strong here. You really risk killing yourself if you jump.
I agree. I know a good suggestion when I hear one. I thought again about the planks I saw on the HPD balcony, but I couldn't go around dragging boards with me. Besides, I didn't know how to drop one through the manhole. Too many problems. I'd have to think of another way. Bottle of the worst firewater on the market. Canned beans. Wow. Seriously, I go crazy for them. A rusty cage. I hope they didn't use it to dump an alligator into the sewers.
Da geht's weiter. Oh, da gibt's Bretter.
Those planks seem solid despite the moisture. Could I use one to reach the key? The problem remained of how to reach them. Hey there, kid.
What do you want?
Listen, rascal. I need a little contribution in terms of physical effort. Take this metal tube and use it to pull down one of those boards.
This is child labor.
But I intend to reward you properly.
Then it's moonlighting.
Come on. Do you want a deal or not?
It depends. What are you offering?
Well, I don't know. Wouldn't money alone be enough?
To use it, I'd have to leave the sewers. And I really don't want that. Find something that I might like, and we'll talk about it.
Little opportunist. Hey there, kid.
What do you want?
Smell you later, kid.
Oh, das ist kaputt.
No matter how hard I tried.
Der ist kaputt. Da hat sich noch nichts geändert.
Sure, he wanted something technological, but he'd never get my phone.
Okay, dann das hier.
About our deal. What do you think of a nearly brand new original pony remote control?
Wow! It's one of those you can control any pony device on the market with. I haven't seen one of those in years. Give me that tube. I'll take care of it.
Oh. Wir haben den Schlüssel.
Good job, young scoundrel. Now give me the tube back. Come on.
No way. If I trade it to the junk dealer, I'll earn enough to buy a nice stuffed sandwich.
A universal pony remote control and a wonderful iron tube in exchange for a nearly rotten board. I got screwed over by a mutant youngster living in the sewers. On the other hand...
Nein, nicht spielen.
Green Dart, I'm coming to the rescue.
Okay, ich dachte, er verliert jetzt. Was ist denn hier unten eigentlich?
Back there, it was a real maze of alleys. I'd get lost.
Okay, das ist nix. Dann gehen wir hier hoch. Dann können wir jetzt endlich mit einem Rad fahren. Und wenn wir Pech haben, sehen wir gleich wieder die Karte. Die war so eklig grell-grün, ne?
Thanks to a still-handed focused vision, I was finally back in possession of my vehicle. Now, I could freely explore Miami high and low.
So, jetzt können wir aber. Oh. Das ist ja scheiße grell. Oh, das ist scheiße grell. So, wir wollten zu der Gasse, wenn ich mich nicht irre, ne? Tja, hätten sie einfach mal die Maskenpflicht behalten, dann brauchen sie Bars nicht zwingend sofort schließen, sondern die Leute sollten einfach mal die Dinge aufhalten.
Seemed like a vending machine for chewing gum, but actually it contained soft marshmallows.
Mhm. Haben wir überhaupt Geld? Natürlich nicht.
That bad guy's face was haunting me. I never liked staining walls.
Okay, die können wir nicht mitnehmen.
2 spray cans, obviously used to paint that flashy graffiti on the wall.
Das war der Fernseher.
No trace of the events I would always remember as the night of the challenge. The mannequin had been replaced with those sacks overnight. If one day I had to prove my story, it only would seem like the ravings of a madman. Then I noticed a metallic glitter among the sacks. Adrenaline flooding my body, my hand anxiously moved to reveal an empty tin can with lace tied to it. Burton repeatedly told me to wait a second whenever I was pumped full of adrenaline. I preferred not to find out what other treasures those sacks were hiding.
Okay, was haben wir denn?
Tin, empty, and filthy.
Okay.
In case one of my shoelaces broke, I'd have a good replacement. The kitchen was still closed for the weekend.
Hier ist also nichts Neues, was wir machen können, aber wir haben jetzt ein paar Dinge. Und Das ist das Schloss vom Rad,
The
ne?
lock I painstakingly removed from my green dart.
Okay. Gut, dann Abwasch. Dann wollen wir mal gucken. Und Lars Haus, wollen wir nicht in Mulzberg? Da wollen wir hin.
Bucatinis Manacati.
Was?
They treat people well around here.
Was hat er gerade
I
gesagt?
saw it. Majestic and creepy. The symbol that attracted me at the Mulzberg mansion took up a good portion of the side facing. From up close, I could determine without a doubt that it wasn't blood. After an entire night, the coloring would have assumed another shade, increasingly turning brown. Nevertheless, it properly played its role, giving me the shivers.
Okay. Da ging es durch, da ging es durch. Ich probiere mal das Offensichtliche.
Come in!
Komm ihn.
Buenos dias, señor. Do you need anything?
My name is Lazarus Bundy. I'm an investigator employed by the HPD.
La policía? They say the investigations were interrupted for today.
The inspector changed his mind and decided to send me. Modestly, the best agent in the department.
Bendita Virgen María, gracias. The more people is looking for little Catherine, and more chance we have to find her.
I agree, Mrs.
Lupe, señor, just Lupe. I'm the housekeeper of the Mulzberg mansion.
Is Mr. Mulzberg home? First and foremost, I need to ask him a couple of questions.
No, lo siento. He left the house a few hours ago. He said he prefers to throw himself into work than staying home waiting for news without doing anything. Estoy segura he'll be back mañana. Tomorrow, I mean.
I understand. In the meantime, do you mind if I carry on my investigation in the mansion?
No, on the contrary. Do como si fuera en your casa.
That door behind you, does it lead to the girl's room?
Oh no, esa is the room of her father, el señor Mulzberg. Unfortunately, he expressly asked me not to let anybody enter. Mr. Mulzberg was in his room at the time of the kidnapping and thinks it no necessary to invade his private space. You can find the girl's room on the upper floor. Both doors are fine.
Well, for once, things were going smoothly. Please stick around. I'll have more questions soon.
Please do what you can.
Na klar, werden wir tun, was wir können. Speichern wir mal ab hier. So, sehr schön. Sehr schön. Was haben wir hier? Ein Reinigungswagen.
I wasn't interested in the products. On the other hand, I noticed a side compartment containing some fresh white clothes from the washing machine.
Mhm. Okay, was haben wir jetzt bekommen?
Spick and span linen. It looked very durable.
Ja, das ist das, was ich ja meinte. Manchmal ist es, als ob unterschiedliche Animateure oder Zeichner eben halt da am Werk waren. Ne? Aber wie gesagt, das ist ein Indie-Game. Und
An
wirklich.
old-style phone. One of those with the rotary dials.
Und eben halt nicht jetzt Triple irgendwas, ne? Allegro aperto.
I didn't know much about music, but that sheet music was weird.
Ja, war's.
In that house, a terrible crime had just been committed. The air in the living room was thick with fear, hate, and anguish. Ah, to hell with it. Maybe some good music would boost morale. Or maybe not.
Nudeln.
If I needed it, I'd go back to get it.
Okay. Ah, wir haben jetzt einen virtuellen Stuhl
I
hier,
want to.
Hocker.
I could have used the piano stool somehow.
Okay, wir können den also irgendwo benutzen. Was haben wir hier noch? Hier, das. Hier unten ist Mulzbergs Zimmer, da dürfen wir, glaube ich, nicht rein, ne? Hat's ja gesagt, er war da im Zimmer, deswegen braucht da keiner rein.
Mulzberg had clearly conveyed that he didn't want me in his room.
Okay, gut, dann gehen wir hoch.
So that was the entrance to Kathrin Mulzberg's room. Both entrances were locked. Lupe hadn't warned me about that. But within me, to my core, I knew that something like this would happen.
Was sind das hier für Bilder?
He was clutching that medallion as if it could protect him from something terrible. I didn't want to read the plaque entirely, but he was related to Mulzberg. A guy with a mean face and a diabolical goatee. I didn't want to read the plaque entirely, but he was related to Mulzberg. What a big face. Aww. I didn't want to read the plaque entirely, but he was related to Mulzberg. When I was a kid, I always dreamed of wearing one of those shiny suits of armor to parade around the city. Ah, who am I kidding? I still dream of it.
Gloria
It seemed
Potentia.
authentic. The Mulzbergs even had a coat of arms.
Okay, warte mal, wir können mal die Haushälterin vielleicht fragen. Der Delikt gibt es noch, na klar.
Hello,
Die haben sich
Lupe.
wieder freigekauft.
Do you
Die
need
sind wieder
something?
eigenständig.
I'm interested in hearing other opinions about Kathrin Mulzberg.
We all love her in this house. Senor Mulzberg is always buried in the work while Catherine brings sunshine in these walls. Unfortunately, no obstante she's such a happy girl, she hasn't got many friends.
Her father's name is probably a deterrent for acquaintances, and above all, boyfriends.
God bless you for what you are doing for her. I just know that La Señorita is still alive.
Where does this confidence of yours come from?
Dios would never let one of his sweetest creatures be hurt.
I was going to tell her that in real life nobody is ever spared from evil, but I held my tongue. That woman was already upset enough on her own. I found the doors on the upper floor locked. It's not exactly a good way to start an investigation.
Oh, el señor must have locked them all because la policía has finished these investigations. Pero estoy segura que the key is on the upper floor somewhere. El problema es que I don't know exactly where. Do you mind looking for it?
Nah, I'm used to these kind of situations. Thanks anyway.
Ja, wie die Wolli schon schreibt, Gollum ist der nächste direkte Titel, den sie entwickeln. Ich glaube, es sind noch 1 oder 2 Adventures in der Mache und ansonsten sind sie auch Publisher geworden, sodass sie das ein oder andere Spiel von eben halt Indie-Entwicklern mit verlegen. Also, und sie haben sich ja hier wieder von Dings hier freigekauft. Was war denn das hier? So eine komische Bude. Was war denn das? Eine Zeitschriftenbude? Bastei Verlag war das, genau. Die hatten die damals aufgekauft und da haben sie sich ja wieder freigekauft.
Stick around, Lupe.
So. Genau, Bastei Lübbe. Danke. Oh, guck mal. Da kommt gleich die Info.
I took a look inside the lamp, but the key wasn't there.
Okay, hier.
I took a look inside the...
Okay.
The radiator
Hier.
wasn't the best hideout for it. Once, I dropped a key inside the gaps between columns, and it took half a day to recover it. At this point, it should be clear that I have a serious problem with keys. I looked inside the vase in search of the key, but I only found spiderwebs. Way to go, maid. Who would have ever thought to look in there? Well, except me. I peeked behind the shield, but no key. The key hadn't been hidden in the frame of the picture. I took a look inside the lamp, but the key wasn't there. The key hadn't been hidden in the frame of the picture. I really doubted the maid would have hidden the key in the armor. She wouldn't have risked making such an ancient armor fall, which was probably more expensive than her whole house. The key hadn't been hidden in the frame of the picture. Maybe the key was hidden up there, but it was too high for me to reach it.
Okay, aber eigentlich läuft der Delikt noch.
Maybe the key was hidden up there, but it was too high for me to reach it.
So, haben wir hier noch irgendwas anderes? Nee. Hä? Ach so, warte mal, war zu hoch. Moment, Hocker
I thought of
vielleicht?
putting the piano stool in a useful position to reach the top of the frame.
Genau, Lieutenant, genau. Gleichzeitig.
I unlocked both entrances to the room and finally prepared to start my investigation. I only needed a quick glance to realize that something inside that room wasn't as it should be. Not even a minimum sign of struggle, no item out of place, none of the typical evidence usually found at a kidnapping scene. The bed was even made, and I was sure that Eric Mulzberg hadn't had the room fixed up after the alleged crime. Alright, let's try to understand what happened in here.
Okay, wir haben einen neuen Hinweis, beziehungsweise eine neue Aufgabe. Mal gucken. Kathrins Zimmer verbirgt etwas, da bin ich mir sicher. So, hier drüben ist das Bad. Können wir da rüberlaufen? Ah, okay. Hier ist aber das Fenster offen, ne? Nur mal so.
I thought the room visible on the lower floor was Eric Mulzberg's. I've always suffered from a strange phobia. Strangers' bathrooms terrify me.
Das ist auch interessant. Also, was heißt Phobie? Na, Phobie? Es gibt ja sehr viele Menschen, die ein Problem haben, eben halt auf fremden oder öffentlichen Toiletten zu gehen. Ne? Manchmal sind die auch spooky, muss man auch sagen.
Even the water closet was high class.
Ja, sehr hoch. Da kann man ja im Stehen sitzen.
Just hygiene products. Nothing I wanted to examine thoroughly. My skin smells natural, so no need to wash it.
Da können wir raus, da will ich jetzt nicht raus.
The bathtub was monumental. Tiny and intricately detailed tiles surrounded the external ceramic. There were dolls everywhere in that room. Either Kathrin was really tied to her past, or she was traumatized by it. The projector worked only through the insertion of rectangular cartridges, but I couldn't find any of those.
Okay, da müssen wir wahrscheinlich so Dinger finden.
There was nothing of interest to me at the moment.
At the moment. Oh, warte mal, hier.
The room as a whole reflected the shy personality of someone barely beyond her childhood years. That poster was curiously out of place. It exuded repressed fury and bloodshed. An inner conflict? It was stuck, and so in all probability unused. The drawer contained only a few sheets of paper with nothing interesting on them, and a fiberglass bowl containing some little numbers, like the ones used to play bingo. I didn't want to move them. They might be hiding a clue. Notes, scribbles. There was no hint or clue on those pages. The jewelry box contained exactly what I expected. Jewels. Surely they weren't trinkets. That the girl was filthy rich wasn't exactly news.
Okay.
It had been a while since I'd practiced with the blue steel. I was still handsome, even in darkness. Strange. The bed wasn't disturbed, and yet Kathrin had been kidnapped overnight.
Ist er wirklich aus dem Zimmer entführt worden?
There was nothing of interest to me at the moment.
Also die haben 2020 oder so, oder Ende 2020 das aufgekauft, wieder zurückgekauft.
I didn't want to move them.
Ach, warte mal.
There were a bunch of numbers. 11, 23, 8, 52, 72, 36, 61. They had to mean something. Notes. It looked like a common jewelry box. The jewelry box... There was nothing of interest. It was too dark to read anything.
Na toll. Ich mache mal wieder Licht an.
I scanned through the volumes displayed in the little bookcase. Greek history, ecology, botany, astronomy. My God, how shameful. There was no comic section.
Wobei, warte mal, es gab doch noch einen Außenbereich, ne? Wir sind ja da vorhin gar nicht lang gelaufen. Hier drüben? Nein.